Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Mask of the Betrayer. My name is Meren. Armand mentioned you might visit our school, but you have to have a true spirit eater here in front of my class. What a treat. You are generous to share your quest with us, Mistress Sophia, your guest with us. As always, it is a deep pleasure to have you in my room. Yes, and thank you for your excellent choice of words with regards to your pleasure. I wonder, would you be willing to show your spirit eating technique? I was just lecturing on the subject, but the students would surely benefit from a more from a live demonstration. There's tremendous reward in it for you. I'll give you access to some of the Academy's rarest treasures. Wealth is no object to me. There's simply no substitute for hands-on learning. I don't think I can right now. I find it best not to allow myself to be ruled by my hunger. Oh, come now. What kind of talk is that? Think of the children in class. Do you want to see a soul devoured? I do! Would you? Which I've done a couple times. Okay. Devouring of spirit is a horrific, unconscionable act. I will never do it for the amusement of others, now or ever. As you wish, you have deprived yourself of a wonderful opportunity. Now, not just for wealth, but for the joyful experience of educating young people in horrific things. That is horrifying. Okay. Yay! Thay! That's that other classroom. What about you? Can you duplicate a soul? Atsu, what do you think? No? Why is that? It loses fidelity in the replication process. The only way to keep the qualities of soul pure is to split them off the original rather than duplicate them. Interesting. Excuse me, I'm in the middle of a lesson. But then, of course, neither of the split pieces can be completely whole again. I'm thinking that's what's going on with your mother, Sophia. And maybe you. No, 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 this can't be right. Oh, it's a blackboard. Where did I lose it? What are you working on? I'm trying to solve this challenge problem that Headmistress Nephris left open to all of us. It's theoretically impossible, but she says she's managed to do it herself. Why are you working on an impossible task? It's what we do here. Nephris taught us that a critical mind puts us above the laws of men and gods. He used to say that laws are formed by the arrogant and the presumptuous, and our work here is a message to them that such arrogance will always be questioned by those with minds and wills of their own. That's not I'm a little bit, well, more than a little bit, a believer in authority and the rule of law. The kind of laws you're talking about aren't proper laws. Okay. There, some guy that wants to impose his power. That's not an authority. That's a thug. Okay, so to answer your question, it's only an impossible problem till I solve the answer. What is the problem? Going to give it a try, huh? Well, I can't say I like your odds, but they're probably as good as anybody's, except me. I'm way ahead. The problem is this: mephits, as a species, tend to move and intermix chaotically. If you had a room full of fire mephits next to a room full of ice mephits with an open door between them, in time they would distribute themselves evenly. Both rooms would have equal numbers of ice and fire mephits. The natural flow of their movement is always from order to disorder. The problem is to do the reverse, to resegregate the two rooms such that one has only ice mephits and one has only fire mephits. How is that order to disorder? It's just moving from imbalance to balance. I mean, that's sort of what water does. Okay. You have very interesting definitions of order and disorder. Could you go... how am I supposed to do that? Naturally, they are uncooperative. Nephris claims to have done it simply by opening the door between the rooms at the proper times. When it opens, the nearest method to the door on either side will switch places. I'm still working out my strategy on paper. Given the rate and direction each method tends to move, I feel like the answer is just beyond my reach. What happens when the problem is solved? Well, there's prestige, of course, that goes without saying, but Headmistress Nephris developed a way to harness the pent-up energy that the solution state creates. In this room are 4 fragments of a soul that Nephris split apart long ago as part of an experiment. The soul can be split, but it cannot be restored by fusing the resulting fragments one direction. Oh, like the methods. It was the Headmistress' hope that she could funnel the energy from the one impossibility into the other. That is, in undoing the flow of methods, she might be able to undo the splitting of the soul. Oh. I don't know if she ever got it to work, but I've heard she devoted decades to the research. Seems shaky to me, but that was never an obstacle for the Headmistress. Well, I'll give it a try. How do I operate the equipment? Oh, that's the easy part. All you need to do is pull a lever. That will open and shut the door, allowing exactly one method through from either side. I think I'll give it a try. Okay. Soul housing. There's nothing there. Huh. Okay.
Methods. Disgusting creatures with shallow, filthy dreams.
So we need to get to where there is all the fire on one side and all the ice on the other. And it will work. Okay, cool. This is fairly easy. Okay, we now have 1 ice and 1 fire. This is going to be where... Yeah, this is easy. You just have to wait for the 2 to get... This is going to take a while because there's only the 1 each on each side. See, there's the fire. That's not going to be useful. There's the fire. It's closer, but the ice is way on the other side. Now the reverse. Methods have intelligence. I mean, they can actually talk to you. Yay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why did you do that?
Yes.
Oh, you leveled up. Recommend? Oh, stop that, please. Great charisma. That could be very useful. And it's a total plus 4. I could give you... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give you the great charisma.
Certainly.
Okay. How in the name of Zaztam did you do that? That was incredible. Shame about the soul, though. It looks like it almost fused together, but not quite. You can still kind of see the individual fragments. You'll be the envy of every student at the academy when word gets out, which means you'll almost certainly be killed. Good luck with that. It wasn't that difficult. Okay, so now that we have this... Then again, I am playing somebody with 25 intelligence. I mean, it's magically induced 25 intelligence, but eh. Let's see what happens with this. I'm thinking your mother is a fragment of the lover of the betrayer. And I'm thinking Liena was another fragment, and I'm thinking, Sophia, that you are also a fragment. And I'm thinking they've been researching how to repair souls. And they're trying to fix the Spirit Eater, the betrayer. The receptacle inside, there's too much, okay, voices, okay, singular voice. Voice is nearly impossible to understand. Everything it says is heavily garbled one way or another. Perhaps physical deterioration has made it unreadable. Oh. Interesting. That wasn't a matter of intelligence, that was a matter of patience. All you had to do was watch. I mean, I don't know why you were bothering with calculating paths and behaviors and such. You just had to watch. It's like, oh, look, one's closer than the other.
This charming mess is the workshop of Master Porset. He animates golems of wood and clay. One wonders why he can't build a golem to clean this place.
Oh, hello. Oh, Master Porset, it's a pleasure to see you again. It is good to see you also, Mistress Sophia. Are you well? Not exactly. My mother's absence and Ahriman's takeover of the academy. Coming home has not been as joyous as I would have hoped. Oh, I'm sorry. I had forgotten. My work occupies my mind, so I'd expect nothing less from you than unfailing devotion to your studies. I'm very pleased to see you alive. Do you need something from me? I'm trying to find out what Nephris was doing before she died. The headmistress, when I see her, she is always working. She does many experiments, mostly in her tower, but some down here. She has that one with the methods around the corner. Yes, and I solved that. Really? Did the soul reconstitute? It did, but not perfectly. Oh, my own experiments suffer the same problem. I thought her method had promise. What else was she doing? I have seen her in the instructor's quarters from time to time. It's usually when class is in session. She doesn't live there. I think she just has more experiments there and needs the space. What kind of experiments? We have similar interests. She approaches them differently. But she heard of my work and arranged for me to work here so we might share ideas. When we talk, it's about altering souls, splitting them, reassembling them, moving them, replicating them. Most of what we try hasn't been done. She works in her tower, mostly, so I don't know about her progress. Usually she just drops by to compare notes. I had other questions. You don't sound like a normal golem. I am not one, not really. My mind and soul were transferred to this body. I wanted to be able to work with heat, but still use my hands. Clay can take a lot of heat. Wow. Okay. What do you do here? Oh, I work. Sometimes they ask me to teach, but mostly I study. My background is in cat crafting. I want to apply it to souls. Most of my work fails, but there have been breakthroughs, so they let me stay. Okay, farewell. Anything in here of interest? Well, there's this. And an alchemy. Ooh. Grips of Gone. Oh, wow. Those are really good gloves for crafting. Okay. Do I have anything else that I haven't done yet? You know, aside from the consistent and unending... Oh, okay. And dead bodies. Okay. Let's see if we can go in here and get more information out of you. Sophia, I don't know how much more of this my poor nerves can take. You should leave here soon as you're able. I need to find out what Nephthys was up to before she died. Where should I start? I should think the tower would be the place, though it'll be in bad shape. It was where she met her end. But I'm sure Eramon will have gone through her possessions looking for information about the founder. If anyone had knowledge of her, it would have been Nephthys, though maybe you'll get lucky. You wouldn't be interested in the same knowledge, after all. Where is Eramon? I couldn't be sure. I expect him to be looking for the founder, but then again, he could be looking for you as well. Eramon, I think, is the brother of the betrayer. The Academy is a large place, and even large to those who know its secrets. If you are extremely fortunate, your paths may never cross, but you would be wise to keep a low profile just the same. Who is safe to talk to here? Perhaps no one. If you were to seek help, you might have the best chances with Masters Porset or Naris. They had no hand in that awful business with Sophia's mother, which is more than can be said for the rest. Where is Nephthys' old chambers? Well, she's in the tower, so the directions are very simple. Look for stairs up and keep climbing until there aren't any more. I want to ask you about somebody. I'll tell you what I know, though I'm not sure it'll be useful. It's such a peculiar place. The school people drawn here always have many facets, but most they hide from public view, and with good reason. What would you like to hear about? Well, let's ask about you. Well, I can't say much for your choice of subject. Get me going on that, and the only reason I'd ever stop blathering would be because we'd both fallen asleep. Let's see, I've been here just as long as anybody, except Nephthys, of course. My research is primarily on self and identity, so that's what I teach. I'm seeing a theme here. I used to think I knew it all until I met a certain young lady who made it her mission to prove otherwise during my lessons. Master Jaffe, please, you're embarrassing me. Well, it's true. I've never written a more concise job recommendation in my life as when you applied to be an instructor. I wrote, smarter than me. Next day, she was Mistress Sophia, the true story. Ask about somebody else. Porset. Now, there's a man dedicated to his craft in a way that most red wizards will only dream of, but don't let that massive shell of his alarm you. He's really quite harmless, even a little shy. He only cares for the shaping and manipulation of souls. He lives it, breathes it, thinks of nothing else. Students call him master out of respect, but he isn't truly an instructor here. He is merely a visiting scholar. I don't know where he hails from, impossible to tell with his entire being transferred into that clay golem. A marvelous innovation. He constantly works with tremendous temperatures, but there isn't a burn to be found on him. Let's ask about somebody else. Inaris has a reputation for being temperamental with his students. He would rather advance his own research than teach, but there's less prestige in being a researcher, so he stays where he is. Oh, okay. So, he's more interested in glory, then. Okay. To his credit, though, he never seemed to care much for in-house politics, and it seems to me that in recent years he's become more interested in making a connection with his students. Norris is rather affectionate with the female students. I think teaching is often a secondary pursuit compared to, well, his love of women. I'm glad he's making more of an effort now. You won't find a more knowledgeable teacher on the subject of soul transference anywhere else. You're not listening to her, are you? Okay, you have blinders over your eyes about him. Okay, I could tell you what you already know, I suppose, or I could tell you embarrassing stories about her. Yes, and then I'd have to kill you, both of you, with leeches and acid. I trust her to tell me everything at her own pace. Influence gain. Oh, wow. Thank you. You're the first person who hasn't kept at the chance to gossip about the misadventures of a young Sophia. Okay. Nephrys. Ah, Nephrys, a guarded woman, not unlike her daughter. She kept her business to herself to the very end. I cannot speak to the inner workings of her mind. Only her thoughts always seemed half in a different place, and she never smiled. Still, she always held our respect. I don't know if it was her gift for running this place efficiently, or if it was the sense that she gave you that she understood the forces that drove you better than you ever could. But before Ahriman, there was never any threat to her powers here, and in Thay that was a rare accomplishment. She will be missed, and the Academy will suffer from her absence. Okay, I think that was everybody. Yep, I had other questions. And farewell. Okay, we want to go to the tower, not the instructor's quarters. Oh, there's a door here.
That will leave a mark.
That will leave a mark. Yeah, I can't feed. Unfortunate. Vampire Warlock. Okay. Actually don't need Elemental's Ruin so much. Come on. There we go. Attack him. We're cutting the... We're kind of coming to an end. We're kind of reducing the number of your former students here, Sophia. I can't say I'm too depressed about that, considering the kind of things these students seem to get into. Also, as a note, do you notice how many of these classes have to do with souls? Breaking them, rebuilding them, stuff like that. I get the feeling these people don't... A winding staircase seems to take you up for an eternity. At last, at the very top, you come across Nephrys' room, which has been something, something, something. I will have to read it when I do the replay.